Hello, welcome to the latest children's podcast from St Helens, Stapleford. Hope you've all had a good week. Many of you have been back at school and seeing your friends again. I'm sure that was really exciting. Wonder what else you've been up to. Let us know if you've got any news to share. It's always lovely to hear from you. Now we have another story from the Bible today. It's a parable about grapes. Do you know where grapes come from? They grow on things called vines, but they need picking. And in today's story, it's about the people who went to pick the grapes. So the parable of the vineyard. Enjoy Simon and Jamie telling us the story.
We've got hopefully an exciting story for you today, and it's a story that Jesus told. And we all remember Jesus. He was the one that was born at Christmas time and a small baby laid in a manger. But when he grew up, he said lots of wise things and told everybody about the love of God. In fact, he's here right now. Here he is.
I'm Jesus. I'm God's son, and guess what? I love all of you.
Jesus told his friends lots of stories called parables about how to live their lives and about God's love for them.
Well, you've all heard of heaven, right? You know, it's a bit like this. Once there was a man who owned a vineyard. You know, where you grow grapes to make wine.
Oh, yum!
Where is he? Where's this man?
Hello,
Oh,
everyone.
there.
Hello. I'm the landowner, and I have a vineyard. And you grow grapes there that makes wine. Wine from the vine. I need some people to work on it.
So, this man that owned the vineyard, he went out at 9 a.m. in the morning, that's early, to go and find some people to work in his vineyard. And he found some. They were sitting around, chilling and relaxing, not really doing anything.
Hey, you dudes hanging about. What are you doing?
Who's?
You.
Who's?
You.
You.
No, you. No, don't laze about doing nothing all day. Go work on my vineyard, and I'll pay you whatever is fair.
So, off the men went to work in the vineyard. Oh, she's nice working in a vineyard, isn't it? Yeah. The landowner went out and did this again. He went out to find some more people. He went out at midday.
Come on, you dudes, don't laze about. Come and work for me, and I'll pay you properly.
And he went out again at 3 o'clock.
Hey, you over there, come work for me, and I'll pay you what is fair.
All those people went to work in the vineyard too. And they even went out again at 5 o'clock.
Hey, you guys over there.
Us?
You. Yes, you.
Us? You mean you?
That won't work on me. Come, work for the last few hours of the day on my vineyard, and you'll get paid for your trade.
So they joined the other workers that had started at 9 a.m. and the ones that worked from 3 p.m. When the end of the day came, the landowner said to his manager,
Gather everyone together. Those who started in the morning, afternoon, and evening. Begin with the last ones, and then those that were hired first.
Okay, guys, let's go and get in line for our pay. We're going to go get our money. And us lot that have been working here since morning, we're going to get way more than those other dudes that just rocked up.
Hi everyone, I'm the landowner. Thank you for your work. I'm going to pay you all. Well, let me have a think exactly how much I'm going to pay you. Exactly the same for all of you. Yeah, that sounds right. Whether you've worked all day or an hour.
What? That's not fair. We've worked our socks off since morning. We've been here all day. The way you're paying us, it's just not right.
I'm not being unfair to you, my dear friends. Didn't you agree to work for me for whatever I said was fair? Take your pay and go. I want to give the one who was hired last the same as I gave the ones that I hired first. Don't I have the right to do what I want with my own money? Or are you just being a bit envious because I'm so generous? So the first will be last and the last will be first.
And that's the end of the parable.
Well, I don't know how you would feel if you'd been working all day and got the same money as people that had only been working for an hour. But actually, this story that Jesus was telling, it's not really about money or work. Jesus is talking about how God shares his love out. So what he means is, it doesn't matter whether you've known God your whole life at the minute, or if you're only just getting to know him now. God gives out his love fairly and equally to everyone, which is a great thing, actually. That there's no better time to know Jesus, because that love is there for everyone. And if you think about it, if you have children, like I have 2 children, and one of them is older than the other one. But just because I've known him longer doesn't mean that I love him any more than his younger brother. I love them both the same. And that's what this story is all about. God's love is the same for everyone.
Wow, thank you very much, Jamie. What a story that was. And it's a great story of this parable of the vineyard, actually knowing that God's love, whether we've known God all our lives or whether we've just known him a short amount of time, he loves us all equally.
Hello, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the story. We've now got some craft related to the story. We're going to start off with grapes. Who likes eating grapes? They're a bit yummy, but we're going to make them even more yummy by making them sugar coated or frosted. They look a bit special like that as well, don't they? Take some grapes, and then you want a solution of sugar and water, equal quantities. You warm up the water to dissolve the sugar. It doesn't have to boil, just has to dissolve. And then let it cool a little bit. And then you put your grapes in. Make sure they've got the sugar solution all over. And then take them out with a slotted spoon and put them on a rack to dry a little bit. You want to leave them on the rack for about half an hour or an hour so that they're sticky. When you put them on the rack, make sure they're not touching each other, because otherwise they'll stick to each other. Then you take a sticky grape and roll it in some sugar till it's coated all over. And then you can leave that to dry. They're especially nice if you make them cold by putting them in the fridge or the freezer. Enjoy. And we've got some more traditional crafts with grapes now. So I've drawn a picture of grapes here using a cardboard tube and some paint to print out the circles of the grapes. And then this picture with grapes is a little bit more fiddly. I think they call this quilling, and I think you can get special pieces of paper and special quilling needles, but this is just a thin strip of paper that I've cut and a darning needle, so it's not sharp at the end. You thread the piece of paper through and a little bit fiddly to get it started. Bend it round, not bent it enough. There we go. And then twirl it up all the way. Do it quite tight. And then when it's finished, pull your needle out. You might want a little bit of glue on the end to stop it, keep it round, and then you can stick it on your picture. Now if you don't want to use a needle, you can just try it and roll the paper with your fingers. Often easier if you just bend it over to start with. And then once it's going, twiddle it round your fingers like this. It's difficult to do it so you can see what I'm doing with my fingers. But hopefully you get the idea to just roll it round. And this one might not be quite so tight, so again, a little tiny bit of glue will hold it in the circle and you can put it on the picture. Now the final craft is a clock. In the story, the workers were hired at different times of the day. Some of them were hired right in early morning, some at lunchtime, and some in the afternoon. You make a clock with a piece of round paper or a paper plate, put the numbers around, make some hands with some card. I've stuck these on with a bit of blue tack. You might have one of those split pins at home, but we haven't got any. And then around the edge of the clock, maybe you might want to decorate it with things that you do at different times of the day. Now, we're going to have a song next. I hope you enjoy the songs, and I hope you get up and have a dance around. Doesn't matter whether you're good at singing or dancing, as long as you're praising God. Now, with that in mind, we're having a praise evening on Saturday the 27th of March over Zoom at about 6 o'clock in the evening. And if you want the link, it should be on the church website, or I can email it you if you send me an email. I hope you enjoy. See you later.
Those who put their hope in the Lord, those who put their hope in the Lord, those who put their hope in the Lord will renew their strength. Those who put their hope in the Lord, those who put their hope in the Lord, those who put their hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles, they will run and not be weary. They will walk and not be faint. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Those who put their hope in the Lord, those who put their hope in the Lord, those who put their hope in the Lord will renew their strength. Those who put their hope in the Lord, those who put their hope in the Lord, those who put their hope in the Lord will renew their strength.
Welcome back. I'm out in the garden. Today is officially the first day of spring, so I thought we could pray, thanking God for the beauty of the creation and the things that come to life in spring, for the flowers, for the birds, for everything that's around us. So Father, we thank you for all the good things that you created, for the pretty flowers, for the beautiful song of the birds, for the animals, and for the green spaces for us to play in. Amen. After Easter, we're hoping that we're going to be able to meet up again back at church and in the church hall for Sunday school. And we're really looking forward to seeing everybody then. Goodbye until then.